speak up. There we go. Sorry, we got a little technical issue here. There we go. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo, where in a world filled with hatred and intolerance, we do our best to place love at the center of all that we do. I'm Fran Manley. I'm your worship associate this morning, and I'm pleased to be sharing the pulpit with our favorite minister, with Reverend Bethany Russell-Lowe, and also our Director of Religious Education, Jess Pond. Whoever you are truly welcome here. Wherever you come from, however you found your way here, however you identify and whoever you love, whatever you believe or don't believe, whether this is your first time through the doors or your umpteenth, whether you're here in person or joining us on YouTube. Hello, YouTube people. Know that this community is richer and more complete because you are here. Please plan to join us for social hour after church in the parish hall through those doors on your left. There you'll find coffee and tea, good food, and a room full of friendly people. If you're new here or just feeling a bit new, maybe looking for somebody to talk to, we invite you to take a seat at the table at the rear of the parish hall, the one with the purple tablecloth. There you'll find people who are right now or will be there looking forward to meeting you and helping you feel at home here. We acknowledge that we are blessed to be gathered here in this beautiful space, which sits on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee people, the original nations of this land, who continue to call for justice and self-determination. Our thanks go out to all the people here in the sanctuary and behind the scenes whose efforts and devotion make this service, this Sunday morning event possible. Not just the ones you see up here, but the musicians, the tech team, the food ministry, the welcome team, the ushers, the office staff. I just heard that the tech team spent all day yesterday here upgrading our sound system, so special shout out to them this morning. Truly takes a village. You'll find timely and important announcements on the back of your order of service, as well as in the weekly e-blast, which you can find on our website at buffalouu.org if you didn't receive it on email. I'll highlight just a couple of things. The Garden Committee is gathering again after the long winter to get our beautiful, friendly garden in shape for spring, and they would be delighted for you to join them on Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock, starting this week. Should they talk to you, Bridget, if they want? Yes. Talk to Bridget if you'd like to know more about that. Bring your gardening gloves, not to talk to Bridget, but to work on Tuesday morning. Next Sunday is the last day for you to donate your used books to our annual book sale, which will take place in the parish hall Saturday, May 2nd through Sunday, May 10th. So this is your chance to let go of the books you know you will never open again, and then pick up some great bargains to replace them. While our church is in search for a new custodian, we could use your help, if you can, to help set up and break down the parish hall on Sunday mornings and for other events. If this is something you're willing and able to do, please let Jen Cunningham in the office know. And finally, a big shout out to everyone involved in the cabaret last night and Friday night. Our incredible music staff, some of whom managed to make it back here this morning, so thanks especially to you. Our incredible music staff and the house band, gourmet chef Jeff Lowry and his band of sous chefs, the many, many choir volunteers who were our servers and bussers and dishwashers. Thank you to all of them, to everyone who helped make it a magical evening and a great fundraiser. And now, let's take a moment to deepen our connections with old friends and maybe create some connections with new ones by greeting our neighbors. And if you'd rather just sit quietly and listen to it happening around you and feel a part of it, go for it. Okay, are we just
squeeze on in?
Yeah, just here? Okay.
Good morning. Oh, we are chatty this morning. Okay, good to know. Good morning. If we haven't met, my name is Reverend Bethany Russell-Lowe, and I have the great pleasure and honor of serving this wonderful congregation. Our words for call to worship this morning come from my colleague, Reverend Gretchen Haley.
Who writes the best things.
I know.
Because the tides are rising,
so must we
rise.
To this moment,
rise.
To this day,
rise.
To this life,
this place in the web
that is yours and ours,
rise.
Because the earth remains
our only home,
and we,
fellow travelers,
its only hope
for healing,
wholeness,
salvation,
rise.
Before the mystery,
before the Big Bang
that started it all,
that this infinite universe
still takes notice of us,
still feels the ins and outs of our breath,
still holds us,
connects us,
rise.
Or surrender
with gratitude
for this beauty,
this chance
to be a part of it all,
to give back,
to weave
life,
past,
present,
future,
everywhere, always,
as one.
Come, let us worship together. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we say together our words for lighting the chalice. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world. All yours.
You'll imagine it with me? Okay, we'll light it in a sec. I'm singing, and some of our soloists are coming up. Thank you for extending your voices this morning, soloists. This is a song that some of us have sung, and we're going to sing it slightly differently. So if it sounds different, you're right. This is a song that Batya Levine wrote out after the 2016 election. She describes it this way. It was a moment of deep fear and despair as we watched a campaign built on white supremacy and racism win. The results came in a few weeks after I had returned from Standing Rock, and in the wake of the election, I felt a profound sense of hopelessness. I needed to believe that collective power and resistance was possible in the face of such great unknown. I reached inward for a prayer, for a shred of hope, and what I found was this powerful and prayerful resistance. I have witnessed the one I had experienced and witnessed at Standing Rock. In that moment, I started to sing, praying into my bones, that vision of holy resistance. This is We Rise, and Ian's has helped us make it sound a little different. So the singers and I are gonna sing it through, your part through one time, and then you'll join it, and then we're gonna layer in some other words. So listen first. We rise. Is it there? Rise. 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 In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. Sing now if you're not already. We rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. We rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. We rise up from the wreckage, rise with tears and with courage, rise, fighting for life, we rise.
Friends, I'm Jess, Director of Religious Education. Today's story is Something Happened to Our Planet. If you'd like to join me up at front, come on up now. Good morning, my friends. I'm worried something bad is happening to our planet. Dad says the air and oceans are getting warmer, and that's why storms and fires are worse now than they were before. Mom says these changes won't hurt us now, but a warmer planet will make life harder in the future when I'm as old as Grandma. Grandma says humans hurt the planet and humans can fix it, but I'm just one human. The planet is so big and I'm small. What can I do? Ants are smaller than you, said my little brother Cameron. A colony of ants can move a mountain of dirt, said Dad, and they help the plants grow. How? I asked. The colony makes a deep nest in the ground, led by the queen ant, said Dad. The ants turn the soil, which helps water and food to reach the plants. I thought about how much I could do if I was an ant, but what's the first thing an ant needs? Other ants. I asked my friends to be part of my colony to help the planet. At first, I thought I'd be the leader, since it was my idea. But we ended up having 3 leaders, me, Carter, and Tally. We're humans, after all, not ants. Now we had to decide what we could do to help the planet. I already knew about pollution. How do we make the air cleaner? I asked Grandma. Plant trees, she said. I was confused. But trees are part of nature. How can they help? We are part of nature too. If we do our part, nature heals itself. She explained how trees clean the air by taking in the harmful gases humans make and giving us the oxygen we need to breathe. The trees were working hard to save the earth. What could we do to help them? We named our group the Earth Patrol. The trees we planted were as small as Cameron, but we knew they would be big one day. We wanted to do more. I wanted to do something that would help the planet now, something big. Oceans are big, said Carter. We asked our teacher how we could help the ocean. Have you ever seen a coral reef? Miss Nethme asked. She showed us a picture on the internet. My eyes stayed stuck on the screen. The coral reef has thousands of colorful plants and creatures. They need each other and the water to survive. She said that warmer water hurts the coral and turns it white. What's making the water so warm? Asked Tally. The fuels we burn to make and move the things we use and throw away. Even the cans and water bottles we recycle? Asked Carter. It's better to reuse than recycle, said Miss Nethme. It uses less fuel. Maybe we can look for things we can reuse here at school. Perfect, Miss Nethme said. Your group can start our school's first climate plan. Carter, Tally, and I gathered the Earth Patrol. Let's look everywhere in school to get ideas, I said. We looked in the classrooms, library, cafeteria, hallways, bathrooms, and the playground. We even looked in the trash cans. It was easy to find the room with the biggest trash cans. We talked about what we could reuse at school. In the end, we decided on lunch trays that could be washed and used again. We wrote our idea and reasons why on a piece of paper, which we did not throw away. Miss Nethme went with us to the principal's office. When we were ready, we stood tall like trees and showed him our paper. He said he liked our idea, but the school didn't have the money to buy the trays, and the extra dishwasher needed to clean them. We were disappointed. When I got home from school, I might have leaned on Mom and cried. I'm human after all, not a tree. But we did not give up. We asked our parents to help us talk about our idea at the next PTA meeting. We called it Trays for the Planet, or TP for short. Cameron loved saying our short name. We talked to my dad's friend who knows about energy and recycling. We wrote many more reasons why our school should buy the trays and the dishwasher. We said students could help collect and stack the trays at the end of lunch. I kept looking at the live feed of the coral reef on my tablet. That's when I read that the plastic we throw away ends up in the ocean and hurts the fish. We went to the PTA meeting. All of us brought our parents, and Carter brought his cousin, who's a newspaper reporter. A lot of teachers were there. We waved at Miss Nethme. We took turns reading aloud all the reasons why we thought the school should buy reusable trays. When it was my turn, I was shaky as a leaf in a rainstorm. The people in the meeting looked so serious. What if they laughed at me? At first, my voice was weak. Then it got stronger. When I was done, I looked into the faces of the grown-ups. I still felt small, but I also felt big. I would like to see a coral reef in real life one day, I said. We all would, said Tally. First, there was silence, then clapping, then waiting. The PTA said yes to Trays for the Planet. We can start to help the oceans right now. Even better, the kids got the parents and teachers talking about how to help the planet. They are planning a way to get our school's energy from the sun. But here's the best part. Carter's cousin posted a story about our success, and now other schools may make their own climate plans. We are all a part of nature. If we do our part, nature heals itself. Friends, what do you like to do to help nature heal itself? Yeah, Ash? If they're trying to help the planet, why do they all have custom designed shirts? That is a very excellent question, Asher. I appreciate your attention to detail so much. And that absolutely helps the planet, so thank you so much. Theo? Putting Band-Aids on trees? So what's something that's kind of like a Band-Aid for a tree? Water, for sure. Maybe glue, or when we get those pesky flies that like to burrow into the trees, you see people wrap them up to keep the flies out. Anybody else have any ideas of what you like to do to help the planet? Yeah.
Pick up and throw away trash on the sidewalk.
Yeah, absolutely, when you see trash on the sidewalk to pick it up. And we like to join in some of those Earth Day projects. I'm sure we'll have one coming up. All right, friends, let's go up. We're going to talk about our superpowers today, so we'll go up to class together.
Every week, we take half of the non-pledge portion of our Sunday offering and give it away to a local nonprofit organization whose work is aligned with our mission and values. This month, our Share the Plate partner is Supportive Services Corporation, which has been around for 40 years, and it's possible you've never heard of them. I hadn't. They offer free employment services to job seekers 55 years of age and over, as well as to employers seeking qualified job candidates throughout Erie County. Whether you make your offering in the collection plate, online, through our church website, by mail, or by setting up an automatic donation from your bank, whether your gift is large or small, whether your gift is your time or your treasure, your generosity enables our church to live into its mission to inspire us to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world.
You painted paradise and put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't
a few things on our pastoral list this morning. This is from Eve Holberg. We've just passed the 70th anniversary of our dear Doug's birth, still grieving and mourning his loss, missing him so, gone too soon. We're here next to you, Eve. And also, I talked to Jerry Gallagher this morning. His wife, Rita, died expectedly yesterday morning, a little quicker than imagined. Jerry welcomes cards if you're inclined to send one, but no visits or calls at this time. And a celebration of life will be planned here at some point in the future. And a reminder that Elizabeth Curzon's celebration of life is this coming Saturday, April 25th at 10 a.m., right here in the sanctuary, and there will be a reception to follow. This morning, we're talking about climate chaos, climate change, climate catastrophe, and sometimes when we face that head on, grief as big as the oceans can swell up in us. It's important that we feel this big, catastrophic grief, this ocean of despair, and also that we not let that bigness in any way shadow our own individuals' griefs and sorrows, celebrations and hopes. When it comes to grief, comparison doesn't help anybody. Grief is just grief. Here, as Unitarian Universalists, we take time each week to focus on the ebbs and flows of our individual lives, those griefs and celebrations we go in and out of. This is a weekly practice of being vulnerable and authentic, starting first with ourselves. Reminding ourselves that we have bodies which have feelings and needs. Whatever you have brought here this morning, know that all of who you are, whatever is swirling in you, is fully welcome here. Many of us come to carrying grief and celebration for those we are close to. If you have a person or people who are on your heart or mind this week, I invite you to bring your memory of them in close to your heart right now. If the person you're thinking of most is yourself, you can hold yourself close to your heart. And if it feels right, maybe say a name or names out loud so that we might hold the grief and celebration that is weighing heaviest on your heart and mind this morning. I invite you to say a name now. For these griefs that could fill an ocean, and this joy which shines as bright as the sun, we give our deep gratitude for these lives we've been given, and for this earth, our only home. Let us say together, Amen.
Our meditation this morning is called Song of the Universe by the Reverend Manish Mishra Marzetti. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Listen carefully. Can you still hear the song? The one sung for you when you were born? The song sung by a cosmos in motion, rejoicing at your life. You, the result. You, the outcome. You, the celebration. Listen carefully. Can you hear it still? A song of possibility, a reminder that we still have time to be who and what we need to be. Listen carefully. The vast expanse echoes a recognition that it's not always easy. Possibilities can be hard to pursue. Roads not taken, wrong turns, destinations that disappoint. Through this, the song persists. The universe sings no less because time and space wear us thin. The music calls us to recognize our limitations, to recognize that the song is best sung with others. Here, in community, bringing alive that most primordial and original impulse, the desire to sing to the universe who we are, to celebrate and share our lives with others. And in this spirit, let us join in singing hymn number 1051 in the teal hymnal, We Are. Stand if you'd like to, sway and move a little if you'd like to, or sit still if you'd rather, if you can.
Our reading this morning comes from Rebecca Solnit, who's an author and activist, and this is an excerpt from a podcast she did with Tricycle, which is a Buddhist magazine. Hope is a kind of vulnerability. You don't hope if you don't care, so it's a form of care. And cynicism is a way of saying, it's not worth caring about because it's all going to hell anyways. There's nothing we can do. We never win, etc. Cynicism is a form of giving up beforehand, and it's often seen as very sophisticated. She goes on, when I wrote my book, Hope in the Dark, I was really struck by who was hopeful, which was often people on the front lines, the Zapatistas, farm workers facing modern-day slavery, poverty, and exploitation. And who was cynical and despairing, she says, which was often really comfortable people. Some who saw it as a form of solidarity with people they imagined as being desperate and hopeless. And I think they were wrong about the hope, if not the desperation. They were ultimately taking care of themselves rather than the world. Cynicism doesn't require anything of you, it's a posture. Hope puts you on the spot. If you hope we can win, then why the hell aren't you going to do anything about it? If you hope that life can be saved, you better get out there and save it. I think hope is inextricable from action. That ends our reading. I was about 8 years old when I first remember beginning to understand the truth of our climate crisis. I can imagine the exact spot I was on the street I grew up on. My dad and I were walking to the center of town together, and we were talking about acid rain, because that was the current impact of climate change that the media was focusing on, probably. I remember my dad asking me some questions about other changes happening around us, mentioning fossil fuels and greenhouse gases. He said he believed that those things were impacting our climate and wondered what I thought. I proposed that all the changes we were seeing happened because of those extra few minutes that made up the difference between our calendar's years and the Earth's cycles. I wondered if that was making the seasons shift. Maybe, my dad said. And it was that, maybe. It was that way of saying maybe that I hear now in my own voice when a younger version of Otis points at a drawing of the moon that has a face on it and calls it a dog. Maybe. You resist saying no because it requires a much longer answer that needs careful consideration and a prepared framing. I can't explain to my child on the fly why we put a face on the moon, just as my dad could not explain to me, an 8-year-old, just how much harm we humans had done to our planet. You too, I know, have struggled with the impact humans have had, are making on our planet. You've struggled to explain it to your children, your families, and friends. Sometimes you've struggled to understand the facts and the magnitude yourself. And you've made some changes in your life, I know, to reduce your carbon footprint. You've changed light bulbs and adopted green energy sources. You have diligently recycled. You've called your senators and representatives, you protest and march, some of you a whole lot. You have yelled and screamed, cried and mourned. And I want to be clear that I don't think there's any purity of action in a time of climate catastrophe. I also think that if we only focus on personal responsibility, like that reduce, reuse, recycle framework from the book, what's ingrained in some of us, we are falling into the precise trap that has been laid out for us by the fossil fuel industry. I'll explain that. The modern-day youth-led Sunrise Movement is one of the grassroots groups leading the charge for structural changes to address climate crisis in the United States. And their focus is not on perfecting personal practices like recycling and energy use in our houses, but instead on building collective power to counteract the pressures of the fossil fuel industry. They taught me that it was the fossil fuel companies who, as early as 1959, saw the impacts of fossil fuels on the climate. It was those companies that began campaigns soon around then to encourage us as individuals to take personal responsibility for the human impact on the planet. And with that public attention focused on what we could do as individuals, it shifted our eyes, our gaze away from accountability and responsibility by the fossil fuel companies themselves. So while some of us fought about who had the most pure environmental ethic, Who could recycle the best? Fossil fuel companies leveraged more and more power to the point where addressing that power today can feel insurmountable. The Talmudic writer Rabbi Tarfon said in response to Micah 6:8 in the Jewish Talmud, "Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. Walk humbly on our earth now. Love this planet now. Do justly by creation now. We are not obligated to complete the work of saving this world or humanity, but neither are we free to abandon it." The enormity of the climate crisis is too much for one of us to hold alone. But we can't abandon either the personal responsibility or this corporate complicity, corporate greed that is driving the conversation. The race for purity of action helps no one, but what will help us is building a collective response. The social ethicist and Unitarian Universalist Dr. Sharon Welsh writes this: "The wellspring of decency is loving this life in which people die, people suffer, there are limits, and we make mistakes. The wellspring then of moral action is not utopia, not a counterfactual vision, not a declaration that the world could and should be otherwise. Rather, it is a deep affirmation of the joy, richness, and blessing that the world is. The ground of challenging exploitation, injustice, and opposition is not a vision of how the world could be or will be in the future or after the revolution. The ground of challenging injustice is gratitude, the heartfelt desire to honor the wonder of that which is, to cherish, to celebrate, to delight in the many gifts and joy of life." Moral action, to Dr. Welsh, is rooted in joy and richness and blessing that is here and now, which reminds me of Rebecca Solnitz's encouragement for us to hope so that we act. Those two are inextricable in her words. We must have hope for the earth, for the betterment of humankind, for the thriving of all creation. Without hope, we can't act. In her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Potawatomi botanist and writer Dr. Robin Wall Kimmerer writes this: "Action on behalf of life transforms. Because the relationship between self and world is reciprocal, it's not a question of first getting enlightened or saved and then acting. As we work to heal the earth heals us." Like many of you, I watched the past few weeks as Artemis II launched into space, went around the dark side of the moon, swung on back, and splashed down on Earth. In the scientists' words, perfect. Look at what humans can do when we put our minds to work. One of the astronauts on that mission, Christina Koch, was reflecting on the lessons she learned on the mission the day after, and she said this: "What is different about a crew than a team? A crew is people or a group that is in it all the time, no matter what. That is stroking together every minute with the same purpose, that's willing to sacrifice silently for each other, that gives grace, that holds accountable. A crew has the same cares and the same needs. A crew is inexplicably, beautifully, dutifully linked. So when we saw Tiny Earth," she said, "people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, but it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging disturbingly in the universe." And then she begins to cry. She wasn't expecting it, you can tell. She says, I know I haven't learned everything this journey has yet to teach me, but there's one thing I know, and that is this. Planet Earth, you are a crew. I've been carrying that with me. And I have to admit that sometimes when I hear words like astronaut coax, I believe them for just a little bit, and then that cynicism starts creeping in. So I want to tell you what Rebecca Solnit said after our reading. When she was talking about this link between, she starts to link cynicism to separateness or a sense of powerlessness. And to resist even more this cynicism, powerlessness, separateness, she says this, there's so much more you can win. The historical record shows that. Hope is about the future. It's connected to memory about the past. If you remember how different the world was, how many times small groups, civil society, nonviolent direct action, concerted campaigns changed the world, you know that the world can be changed by these means because you know that the world has been changed by these means. You know that the world has been changed all the time. You know that fossil fuel companies and Wall Street and capitalism are very willing to change it for the worse. We should at least be willing to change it for the better. So I'm carrying that crew metaphor with me. We are the crew. And I'm taking a little bit of Rebecca Solnit's hope. We know that change is happening and possible. Let us join with that crew for planet Earth to come together with that same purpose to defend our planet from any exploitation and harm. May we sacrifice silently, humbly. May we give grace plentifully and hold corporations accountable before we go after our neighbors who aren't recycling properly. May we feel the strong weight of our shared cares and shared needs and use this as fuel to change what we know can be changed, knowing that we are Earth's crew. We are inescapably, beautifully, and dutifully linked to all creation. May we make it so. Blessed be. Amen. And will you rise again in body or in spirit, whatever your muscles need in this moment, and sing hymn number 1064. Some of you are very glad we're singing this today. Blue Boat Home.
Still my God.
Please join me in saying their words for extinguishing the chalice flame. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love. Our words for benediction come from the Reverend Norman V. Naylor, who writes, "Our eyes and minds now turn toward the ordinary, leaving this space made sacred by our presence. Take with you at least some seed of understanding, hope, and courage, and drop it into the confusion of the world. Nourish the seed that it might grow as a tree of life, giving shelter to the weary and hope to the despairing. Be yourself a branch of the tree of life. So be it, blessed be, and let us all say, Amen.